Good morning. So, in the previous episode, we have seen how to do the client side streaming, not to a full blown sample, but at least we did the server side piece, we were able to do it completely. And the client side, we were able to test it from a console application. So this week we will improvise on that, and we'll go a little bit further, and then also we will write, we'll see the basic hello world. We'll not do a complete full blown sample for the server side, but we will do an entire sample, but with the hard coded data. Eventually in the future episode, in the next episode, we will see that how to do the client streaming as well as server streaming from full blown example, but the client streaming is full blown example. Okay, so let's quickly recap what we are going to do today. So the client side streaming, whatever we had the service, which is uh, which is this one, address enrollment. Okay, this address enrollment is here. So we will take that address enrollment as it is, and we'll create a new worker process. We'll create a new worker process here, and then add this client capability into this worker service. So the intention is, I mean, the big picture or the story is, imagine a government agency where multiple customers or users are coming in and they are trying to enroll themselves to this address, or take a university where a lot of students are coming and enrolling. So these things will come and get stored in some kind of messaging system, and the worker processee goes and retrieves these messages from the messaging system and invokes this gRPC server for that enrollment. Okay, that's the big picture. So now we are doing only the server side piece. Eventually in future session we will see that with the Angular UI. Okay, so let's get going on this one. I just will like to take couple of minutes so that I'll create a V1 version of these files, and we can get going on that one. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Mm, I'll uh, uh, I'll quickly create those solution. I'll quickly create those solution. Okay. Uh, okay, it's here, and it's here. Let me create. I'll be on mute kind of thing. I'll quickly create those templates. I'm just keeping these things side by side so that it will be easy for us. It will not take more than 5 minutes time. Just to avoid multiple layers of the folders, I just removed that. So let me copy few of this, and I think we can get going with these three components in place. Rest we can create it on fly. I'm creating a source folder. and I'm going to add, let me add those numbers first as it is, so that we can have one-on-one mapping. 1 minute. So I'll just go create folders. I'm adding all the existing projects into these respective folders. So the first one is the server component. So there might be few squigglies. We'll fix everything, because now that we are adding in this, it might have some squigglies. Don't worry, we'll fix everything. Okay. This is the last project, the DAL, and we'll have one console application before we start with our worker service. I just need to add this, and I think we'll quickly test it. Let me build this real quick. Cool. So let's recap. What did we do? We said add address enrollment. This is the RPC method which we are exposing from this proto, and that service we are implementing. That method we are implementing here. So technically, if you come and see this, add address enrollment, and here you can see this. The request is doing the streaming. Okay, and we'll see the difference how it will be for the server side streaming in a few moments. And what are we doing? The assumption is the client is sending multiple requests, so we are traversing through the stream, and we are reading everything asynchronously, and from each of that object or that particular message, we are creating an address object and passing it to our business logic layer. Okay, this is what we are doing. So how does the client behave? So we'll quickly see that. So here, if you see this, what this client is doing, this client has started a stream, and we are traversing through this enrollment types. Okay, let me go to that enrollment types. That is internal exams, lab session, library usage, and external exams. So we are traversing those enumeration types. Assumption is the student is coming to the college and is telling that I want to enroll it for all these 4 services. I want to enroll for my internal exams, for lab session, for library, and exams. I mean, it could be like a gym or anything else, excursion or something, social service, it could be anything, but we took 4 of those enrollment types. I'll just have a water. Thanks. So we are traversing through it, and to specify in this address book, this object is same because the because rest of the fields are should be same. Only thing is that enrollment type is the one which we are getting. Enrollment type is the one which will be unique. So if you see here, if you for the same student, we are enrolling for internal exams, lab, library, as well as external exams. This ID, whatever it's being generated, it is from the server side. It's for some other purpose. Uniquely identify this record, but for us from this database, we need to identify what is this student enrolled for. We'll get these 4 records. Okay, so let's quickly go and test this once again. Then we will convert that into a worker service. We'll use a worker service to go and get this information. Okay, we'll publish different enrollment things, and it goes on creating those records. We'll see that in a moment. Okay, let me delete. Okay, we have successfully deleted that. Let me place the debugger here. Let me place the debugger here. I'm executing this. This is a server we are executing. Now let me navigate to the client instead of me going and doing it from the Visual Studio. I thought that this will be little easy. Let me go to the console client, and this is the console client we have. I'm saying .NET Run, and you can see that the client will start in a moment. Okay, so the server received the request from the client. So if you see this, this is coming from the client for add address request. So each time it sends 4 messages because we have 4 enrollment types. So it sends 4 of those messages. Okay, and you can see that all those 4 records will be in here, and we do, and then we return empty because we said that we are not going to send anything back to the client. So the thing what we decided is, it's like the client will make one request, and client will make multiple requests, and server can return one. But the big picture what we thought initially, how to create this server side streaming and the client side streaming is, let's assume we go to some government agency and enroll ourselves. Like we said that I want to enroll for LPG gas subsidy and for banking purpose or from visa purpose or something, and immediately we don't get the status. It takes some time. So that's how we are dividing this usage of the client side streaming and the server side streaming. So the client side streaming is the student or user going to some agency and enrolling himself. So that piece client will send multiple requests and server will accept everything, take action there. And asynchronous thing, it's a disconnect one. So the student will come after a day or sometime. He logs in the portal to see what is the enrollment status. So then he can see. So that's what we are also doing the same thing, right? So I think we have tested this pretty much. Let's add that worker service and implement this in the worker service. I'm creating this folder just to match how the solution looks as well as how we are doing. Okay, so let me quickly come back here and create a new project, and that should be uh, worker service, and I want worker service of C# flavor. So select this C# flavor, and I'll come in here. I want that to be in this. Okay, so I call it as address enrollment client streaming. So we know that what is the use of this. At this point of time, we are not enabling this Docker and other things. Let's keep it simple. Let's go ahead. Okay, it is creating. Let's wait for the NuGet packages. Maybe it took 5, not 5. No, it's 3 only. Cool. It took that, and what we can do is we have that helper classes, so we can do a straight lift of those helper classes, and I can drop it here. Okay, let me go and do it from the folder just to ensure that I'm not doing anything wrong. Come back here. I'll go into this. Let me get this gRPC helpers and drop it inside that. Oh, we need to add the proto that's pending. We'll do it. It might give us some squigglies, but that should be fine. We'll get over those. Okay. So now that we have copied that helper, the first thing what we have to do is we need to right mouse click on add connector services and click on add, and let's select this gRPC and go browse the proto file. Where it is in server protos. Let's take this both because the helpers, we have taken both the helpers and we want the client components to be generated. It's selected. Now click on finish. For some reason it took some time. Okay, cool. Let's come and quickly check that. So it has added this, the protos, and as well as it has added those NuGet packages, whatever we require. and let's do a build and see if we have any squigglies. No, we don't have any squigglies. I think we are good to go. So let me close this window. Okay, so we don't have any squigglies. That means we are ready. Again, let's quickly go back here and check how many records are there. Okay, there is only 4 records. So let me delete that also. We will create it from the worker service because we don't need it now. So cool. Now everything is good. Let's quickly build this guy. So we said that the client side streaming, we already have this server built in. Now we need to write this worker service. So inside this worker service, what it will happen is the assumption is this worker service every 3 seconds or 5 seconds, it will go and read it from the messaging system and then send this information to the gRPC server. That's the story. But as of now, we didn't build it. We'll build it in future. So this is piece of the story. Okay, come on, let's quickly go ahead and build this one. So here what we will do is I'll explain and then we will build it our own. So we don't need this kind of thing because we already created in the reusable thing. So all we have to do is we have to go ahead and create this enrollment request, and we need to stream it, and we will add the delay time also. Okay, so these are the pieces which we needed. We will start creating it just for the sake of understanding what we are going to do. Okay, so we will be having this information. So at this point of time, we don't need all those customer service because we have improvised our solution. If you go and see this client here, we have improvised our solution a lot, where we are seeing this. If you come here, so this address enrollment request, it is coming in, and everything we are creating using this reusable component. So once we create it, and if we drop this block, everything should work on its own. Okay, so let's start building this guy. Let me copy the key thing, whatever is needed here, this block. Okay, now just we'll run this and we'll see what is happening inside this worker service as of now. It's a plain vanilla worker service, and if you see that, it just kicks in and writes a log entry, and we'll take baby step by steps, and we'll go there. So at this point of time, it is taking 100 milliseconds. That means every second it goes and grabs that one. So I will add this one line in the configuration. Okay, the delay interval. And the next thing what we will do is we want the things to go on the delay interval, whatever is there, instead of 1, it should go on 3 seconds. Okay, let me comment this. We'll remove that line, at least for the time being. We need the configuration should be injected. So I'm gonna copy this guy and drop it at the top, and let's bring in the using statements for that, and let me accept this as a parameter, and then I say config equal to the config whichever is coming in. Now I think all is well. Now let's execute this one more time. Oh, I think 30 minutes. I think I have given a wrong value. Yep, it should be 3 seconds. God. I will re-execute it again. That was the reason I didn't see that it's getting kicked in. Now you see this. Now it kicks in every 3 seconds. So if you see 58, 1, 4, 7. Okay. Now this is good. So we have our server ready for the client streaming, and for the client to stream it, we have created a worker service, and this worker service at this point of time, it's kicking in every 3 seconds and it is spitting a message. Okay, so most of the pieces of thing we already built it in our previous session. So let's go grab this guy. I'll grab this guy, and this we should do it inside the worker. Okay, here we're adding it. We need to bring in few nuggets. We'll go grab those nuggets. I think this is coming from the common. All the packages are there. That's also from common. Let's build our service. Cool. It's building everything. Everything is well. So we'll go and grab the second portion from here. So first what we are doing is we are generating a address object, and then what? Okay, we need to create the address client. Need to create the address client. Just a moment. Or else I can move this to the top. Instead of putting it here, I can putting it as private read only, and we'll bring in that, and this I'll copy. I'll drop it here. Need to bring in the using statements. So we bought this address service client, and we are invoking that helper, passing in this service URL. So that will generate the address client. And then what we are doing is we are executing this method every 3 seconds. Okay, so and every 3 seconds we execute it, and we let's increase to 5 seconds. Let's see that, because we are not putting any debugger. It will create a lot of these address enrollments. That should be fine with us. So I need to add static using for that, using static system dot console. Okay, so I added that. So that should remove the squiggly. Cool. I think all is well. So now what did we do? We have created this address service client, and then just to to have the same naming convention, let's use like this. Now it will be in sync. Now address client is this one, and then wherever we are calling this address client, it should be good now. Okay, now when you call this address service dot add address enrollments, you can see this here. It's of async client streaming call. Okay, so that means the stream is coming into this one. And now what we are doing is we are traversing through these enrollments, and only thing we are changing in this object is we are changing the enrollment type. Okay, what kind of enrollment it is, and then we are doing a stream, because this is, if you go and see here, sorry, let me bump up. Oh, my today mouse is not working properly. I'm sorry for that. Let me bump up to 125% so that you guys can see in a little bit bigger. Okay, cool. So let me make some extra space here and extra space here. Right. So now what is happening is, if you see this here in this method where we created it, that's the client side streaming. Let's go and quickly see that inside the server. Let me go to this address book service, and inside this address book service, see this here, it is a request stream. Now it is the request is doing the streaming. That means the client is doing the streaming. Okay, so we have to come in here, and that's what we are doing. And to that stream, request stream, we are writing. So to the request stream, we are writing this different addresses. Now if you go and check this address book service, the address book service, what it does is it takes this request stream and read all this async, reads the stream, and one by one the stream, as and when it is coming in, it strips off those values from that each of the message, and we create this address on the server side. This is from the gRPC server. You can see that this is from the gRPC server. So it's strips off the value from this request message and then creates, and internally we are processing it. Internally we are sending this to the business logic, and from there it goes to the data access. It all the way it goes, and it creates it. Okay, so let's see this in action. Just because we have created the client to execute it every 3 seconds, let me go back and execute it from here. So let me check what is that. It is okay. I need to go one level. Okay. Title. And I know that what is this. Okay. Slash CD4. I'm here, and I'm going into this project, and right, we are here. Right, cool. So let's come back, and here is our server, and let me go and execute this server. So I'm not putting in any debugger anywhere, just so that we can fully focus on the worker processing, how it is working, because it gets kicked in every 3 seconds. So I do .NET run. The only thing what we can do is we can place our cursor here, and we can check as and when the okay. So it sent first 4 records. Okay, now the other 4 records. Also, if you see this, out of these 8 records, one set of four records will be one this GUID. Like if you see 4C728, and you can see that every 4 second it is going and enrolling, and this enrollment status is again a randomly generated one. So for some of the things we say that rejected, for some we say processing, some enrolled, some rejected, some in progress, or different things we are doing it. Now if you see this, the client and server, they are happily talking to each other without any issue. So we have stimulated a system where a lot of messages are getting pumped in the messaging system. We don't have the messaging system in place, but we will build it in future. So the assumption is this worker service will go and poll that messaging system. Whenever someone drops a message, it reads it and calls the gRPC server. So that's the big picture. But we have simulated the piece of that. Okay, that's pretty good. So now we can quickly recap what did we do in this, and then we'll go and build our server side one. Okay, so I'll just keep this demo as it is for the client side streaming. Let's create a new project, and then we'll go ahead from there. And the new we'll create a new project for that. I'll call this as V2. I'll close this solution and I'll create a V2 folder, and then we can copy some of the things, and we'll go ahead and create it. Okay, this was a session 6, and I think I can go and copy all these things except these two guys. I don't need these two guys. I think rest of the things we can reuse it for our V2 version, where we go ahead and create the server side streaming. Actually, eventually we'll complete the loop in the next step, in the next episode. Next episode we are talking about the gRPC web and Blazor. So we will not focus on the server side streaming, but next week we'll create that server side streaming with that enrollment sample. So we are doing only the partial thing at this point of time. Here the client side streaming is good, where we are doing the address enrollment. Now we need to retrieve the content from the address enrollment. And so let's use this guy for the V2. Okay, I know some of the folders. We don't need this guy. I'll remove it. And we don't need this guy. I will remove it. Okay, let's quickly build this guy. Cool. So how many records do we have on the server side? We have 96 rows. Ooh, we have quite a few rows. Okay, so we can create this step by step. We are in V2. Yes, we are in V2. Now, today mouse is troubling me. Okay, we are in V2, and let's go to this common. And actually, this should be the one which it should be executing. Set this project type, and here in this address book service, we have address enrollment. So we can create one for the retrieval of address enrollment. We can write that one. So before doing that, we should be good with this method, where we go and retrieve set of enrollments for a given user. Like if you see this, if I pass in this GUID, and that GUID should pull out this record for this particular student. So if I say select star from address book, where student ID like, and I go and execute it, so it gives 4 records. So as we have seen in previous demo, so every GUID represents one student. I mean, this ID is for the server side to uniquely recognize each and every row, but we are more concerned about this ID which has been which is unique for each and every student. And if you see this, the you GUID and the name, those two things will differ. I mean, this is a random name generator sample which I picked it from Google. I didn't write this one. So it creates this unique combination. So now we need to write a method where we will be able to retrieve this one set of rows. Okay, we'll see how we can build it, and then we will go to the server side streaming. So first, let's start with this process. So what is expected here? The expected here is okay. This is in the address book. I'm sorry, I came to the wrong one. So God, my mouse is troubling me today. Okay, so in this, what is expected is we will receive a GUID of this student ID, and that GUID should go and retrieve me the information. Okay, that's the deal now. So given a GUID, it should give us I enumerable of this one. It's similar to this I professor dal. There is get professor by ID, exactly similar to this one. There is no difference at all. Okay. Oh, not this is something like this. Actually, given one ID, we are going to retrieve set of addresses. Okay, so let's start with this. We need to bring in set of addresses here, and I'm going to make this as a generic, and get enrollment statuses, or what is the name I've given to the service. Protos here, let me check. Retrieve address, or we'll call it as let's use the same name. So retrieve address enrollments. Okay, for whom should I retrieve? So we'll take a GUID, and we'll take a GUID, and that is student ID. Okay, so given a student ID, we should be able to retrieve set of addresses. And the same thing, we need to go and update it in our business logic layer also. So we'll add that, we'll bring in this collections and this one. Okay, we bought these two. Now everything will break because we didn't implement these new methods in our interfaces. So now we'll quickly go here. Now you will see the advantage of having the layers in place. So having these layers in place, it's like you're defining the rules. Okay, to create something, you need to follow these are the rules. First thing what we have to do is we have to add those method definition declaration definitions, or the declare. We need to declare these methods. Okay, this is how the contract is, and then we need to come and implement here. So I'm coming into this one, and the moment I come, it should show the red squiggly. Good, it is showing. And let's click on that implement. And the first thing what we will do is we'll copy this and paste it here, and then we'll start modifying this one. This is exactly, if you see this, there will not be any difference between what we are doing in here. Okay, exactly what we are doing in here. It is exactly same to this one. There's nothing difference. I will. Okay, I'll come in here. I'll drop these things just for a reference, and I'll comment this. Then we can compare these two. Okay, so what we are getting in here, this is an address book. Okay, so from this address book, we need to get the enumeration of addresses. So let's copy I enumerable of addresses. Okay, student enrollments. I'm calling it as student enrollments, and that student enrollments we need to pass in from here. Okay, so we fixed it some portion, not exactly the complete. Okay, we'll fix that. 1 second. Let it complete this one. So now what we have to do is we have to go and we have to bring in all those addresses where this ID should be ID should be there. Let me go grab this guy here. Where? Okay, the link is missing, so we'll bring in the link. And after the link is there, when we say that for each of the record or row, whatever is comfortable, we'll say that record dot student ID equal to whatever the incoming student ID. Okay, so the record dot student ID and equal to this one, and then I'm telling it as to list. Okay, so we are done with that. Now this gives us the collection of student enrollments. That's for this address enrollments. And now this guy is asking to do task from result. Okay, so now I think we are pretty much done with this. Okay, so now we have a method in place where given a student ID, it will give us this entire set of rows which belongs to this one. Okay, now that we have built the data access layer, let's come to this business logic layer and we will implement this interface. Okay, one thing I forgot is the method name. It's not add address, it is okay. So that should be good. Now let's go and fix this business logic layer. Now this business logic layer, I take the similar thing. I'll drop it here and it's not this. Now it is retrieve enrollment and we need to pass in the student ID. Okay. So that means when where did I miss it? Creating is async. I'm sorry. I missed this creating an async. And I should do await. Second. To list. Okay, and now that we don't need it, we'll remove that. Okay, so we have this in place. So then we can come in here and we mark this as y async and we do an await on this. So now from business logic layer, we are going to the data access layer and we are retrieving. So this portion is pretty good. So we have fixed our components. So let's quickly build the reusable components. We fixed it and let's quickly build it and see, is it throwing any exceptions somewhere? No exceptions are there. So the component side, it has been fixed. Now we need to come and fix it on the proto side. So now we are here, we told for the address enrollments, you do an address enrollment and I'm going to receive a stream, but I'm not going to return anything here. That's what we are telling. Address enrollments, we are telling that this guy will receive a stream, but it is not going to return anything. Now we need to return list of streams. Okay, we need to return list of streams, and that one will push it here. And uh, we need a request object also. Okay, we'll fix that. Right now we don't have anything. We need to fix it. One, we call it as uh, address enrollment request. Okay, that we call it as address enrollment request. Address enrollment request, and that we call it as a address enrollment response. Okay, so these two things which we have to create it now. Now coming back to this one, we call it as a message, and we need this, and all we need is the student ID, nothing else. So we can copy it from here, and it should be number 1 because that's an ordinal position. And we'll make a literal copy of this and paste it here at the bottom, and we call it as address enrollment response. So I will switch this ordinal numbers because for me the ID is important. So we'll give this as 2. So now this is building up our story. Now we know this address enrollment request. We are starting with this address enrollment request, and this is the GUID which we are receiving. So that GUID we will pass it to the business logic layer, and now the server should start streaming in multiple messages, which the client will be able to accept it. Okay, so let's start, and we'll see how much we can make it progress in next half an hour. Mm, 1 second. Mm, okay, cool. So let's quickly we build it. I got some message, so I was looking into the phone. Sorry. Cool. It has been built. So now let's go to this services, address book service. Let me remove this unwanted lines. We'll start with public override retrieve address enrollments. Okay. When someone calls this retrieve address enrollments, it should go and invoke that. It should retrieve all the rows and start streaming in one by one. It should be very similar to this. Let me, if you see this, get all professors. If you see this get all professors, we'll get all the professors, and then we will traverse through all the professors. So similar to that, you can traverse to all the professors, and we need to for that server response we need to stream it. We need to write async into that. We'll be doing the similar concept. Okay, let's come back here. So I was just thinking what we can do here. We are sending in the response out. So here we are receiving a request, and here we are streaming the response. Okay. First thing first, we'll go and grab the set of rows. So for that we need to call the business logic layer. Okay, so we call it as an address enrollments. We'll build piece by piece. Okay, student enrollments we're calling it as, and saying that retrieve this, and that guy, okay, that guy needs okay. So that guy is returning. Okay. What? No. Okay. What? Oh, so task of what are we sending in? We are sending in the address enrollment response. For the time being to diffuse, it's not matching. Okay, I think I did some mistake here. Let me quickly check that. We are saying that we are going to this and it is stream of this. Okay, let me come back to this address book service. For the time being, let's remove that, and let's remove that also. We'll come back and fix it, and I think now it is all is well. I will remove this guy also, and I'll remove this guy also. Okay, so now that let's do step by step. The first thing let's achieve, we'll bring in all the student enrollments here, and then we'll quickly go and traverse through this for where enrollment in student enrollment. Notice this. Okay, dot result. Okay. Okay. For each we're getting this one. Let's print the console dot write line. Let's write some messages here so that we can check that enrollment dot enrollment type and what is its status dot enrollment status. Now enrollment status, cool. So now that we have, let's quickly see and try to invoke this guy from the client, and then we'll build it on top of that streaming. It's something like that. Let me show one piece of sample which is not exactly this one. It's an hello world of the sample, but the main concept is same. So if you see the from the server side streaming side, what is very important is we need to write the information to this guy So we are retrieving this summary and we are writing it in this one. And every time we write this information, that goes back to the this server. That means the loop is here. I is the main thing. It writes 20 weather forecast and that goes in. So what is important for us is write response dot async. Okay. So what we can do is we can while we are traversing it, we can do the same thing. While traversing, we can write that dot write async. What is that? It is expected. It is expecting each of this enrollment type. Okay. We cannot convert the score entities to enrollment address. No problem. So what we will do is we need that address enrollment response, isn't it? So we'll create var address enrollment equal to new of this one. Okay, that response we have this. So we'll take that response here and we'll add in. Okay, and before that we need to fill that value. So what we can do is simple thing is actually you can write it here itself instead of writing it there. Let me pull in this inside, so we'll be very nearer or closer to this. So let's grab this guy. Okay, actually we should do automapper, but keeping the things simple, I'm doing it like this. Okay, what is this? It is a string. So we are doing string, and then name is enrollment dot name. Okay, so we have retrieved set of enrollments. That means all the enrollments for that particular student based on that student ID, and then we are traversing through that enrollment collection, and we are traversing through enrollment collection, and then we are writing into that response stream. Okay, and you can see that that's what we have to do that. Yeah, so we need to do this here. Okay, so is it async? Should be async. Okay, so that's not a valid. We'll remove that. Okay, I think now it is the perfect thing. So now that we have that as an async, we can make this as an await. And when we're doing an await, we don't need result. Okay, cool. So now that we have created the server side piece, we need to integrate it with the client side piece. Let's do it. We have still 20 minutes time. I think we should be able to complete this in next 20 minutes. So let's quickly recap what is happening here. So we are receiving the address enrollment request, and we are saying that we will be doing the streaming from the server side. So in the previous example where you can see this one, you can see that the request was at the, the streaming was at the request side. But here in this retrieve address enrollments, you can see that the request is a address enrollment request that has got the student ID, and you can see that the streaming is now on the server side. The previously the streaming in this example, if you see this, let me create some extra space so that you can see this. So here you can see this, the request was a stream. Now the response is a stream. That means the server is sending response, and here is the server context. And here, what did we do? The first thing we went into the business logic layer, retrieved all those enrollments, and then traversing all those enrollments, converting that enrollments into the response type, and then we are sending this uh, response back. We're doing that response back, and let's quickly build it. Okay, cool. So that means everything is good in here. And what we will do is we will create the sample here instead of the streaming, because first that's how we did for the client side streaming also. We experimented everything here, and then we moved the code to the we moved the code into the worker service. So similarly, we'll do that here. So let me place a debugger. Let me start with this one. So let's quickly go and check what will happen from the client side, and then we'll come back and replicate that here. So now we saw that how the server is streaming. Now what will the client do? So the client will use this address book client and will invoke a method. And here we need to pass our student enrollment request. Okay. And after that, we will await, similar to we did it there for our client side streaming. We do await on for each, because we are receiving the response stream. And once we receive the response stream, we can display that one. Okay. So if you compare this logic with our the client side streaming, I'll show you that. Very well. Where did we do that? I think we did it somewhere here in this address service. We did similar. Yeah, here we did this. Okay. When we are doing this one, we start the we ran the task, and when we are reading the streaming, we added, because it was read async. So before for each, we'll add await, so that we'll read asynchronously. We read one by one message. Okay, let's start writing in our this guy, the client. So let's do this address enrollments client request for server streaming. Okay, now the server is streaming. So let's see. Let's copy this, and then we will modify. Okay, so now what do we need? What do we need is, let's bring in this. Let's bring in this nuggets. Then we can go ahead. Okay, cool. So let me comment it here. And now before we go, we need this address enrollment. We need the address enrollment request. Okay, this one. So we need to create where okay, this student ID what is this? Let me check this proto. What did we write? Address enrollment request is a single one. Student ID. Okay. Should be any problem. Okay. So what do we do is we'll go to the SQL server and grab anyone. So we'll take this guy 368 and paste it here. Okay, that means one of the GUID, and we'll uncomment this and we'll invoke retrieve address enrollments, and to that address enrollments we will pass in this guy. Okay, that should be quite good enough. So once we pass in this one, let's call this as student enrollments. We'll pass in this student enrollments. We are getting this response out of this. If you see that, that's async server streaming. So here we are getting the server streaming. So let's go and it's not complex. Let's make it very simple. This we call it as student enrollments. This we call it as a student enrollment. Okay, for each of the student enrollment. Now, what do we need to do is we need to write the information. What's that? What I'm doing? Okay, that student ID and what is this student enrollment dot name, and we are worried about that student enrollment dot enrollment type, and what happened to that enrollment status, Okay, so let's build this one time. I think we have 10 more minutes. We can happily test it. Cool. So what do we do now is execute the server. So for one time, what let's do it is let's go to the server and execute the server from here so that we can focus mainly on the client side. Okay, so .NET run. So let's execute the server here from the console so that our focus will be totally on the client side. We can put a place a debugger and check that how the things are. Okay, cool. Now the server is running. Now let's come back to the client. I will place a debugger here and one debugger because I don't want to proceed it any further. And let's come back to this guy client. I'm not placing any cursor, any debugger there on the server because our main focus is how the client is responding to the server streaming. Okay, so now we went and we invoked it, and so did it receive any request? Let's see that when we read the streaming. Okay, what is that? Unimplemented. What? Okay. There. Did we miss something? We created this. And we created this. and oh, not here. We have hooked up this. Yeah, we have this address book service also. And let me check this address book service. It's saying the task of empty. That's what is that. And for each of the enrollments, I'm writing the stream here so that it should go. And from this client side, we are making this request. Okay, so let's put the debugger here and see if I missed something. Okay, so let's first run this and see. Okay, I think this port is running here. Cool. Now that port is not running. Let's execute this server. Okay, now the server is running. Now let's come back to the client and let's do a debugger here. Okay, now I do 10. Now I'm doing F11. What is coming in here? And I'm doing F11 and I'm doing F11 and F11 and F11. No, it didn't go into that. It didn't go into that. Right, it didn't. It did not hit that method. What is this? What is this throwing? It is. What is that? It error. SSL connection could not be established. Why? Why it could not be established? 1 second. Let's see. Let me comment this guy for a moment and let's see whether our previous sample is working or not. Okay, cool. So let me execute this server and again I'll come back to the client and execute this, our client. Okay, the client has come. Now I did an F10. Now I'm doing the client side streaming. Let's me go there. We did this 4 streamings and we came out and the stream is in return. What? Something got broke now? Everything was working till now. Exception was thrown by an handler. What is that? What are we missing here? Time. Let me continue. We'll see that. Ooh, looks like something got broke here. Okay, let's park this here and go to the V1 sample where we were writing it. Okay, this is the one which we were working on. So let's check what we are doing in V1. Okay, the server is running. Let me come back to the client. This is the client. Okay, so we are in client and let me comment this piece in the client and directly go to the server-side streaming, and I'll place a. Let me stop this because it's okay. Cool. So now I'll place this debugger here. Execute this server. Execute the server. Okay, server is running. Now let me come back to the client and start a debugger. Okay, the debugger is started. So let me do a streaming. I think something went wrong in that V2 sample, whatever we created. Even the working sample, see this, even the working sample was not working there. I think that's some issue. I'll just check on that one, because technically, see this, even this sample which was working was not working in that. Looks like I did something wrong in that V2 version while creating. So I'll see that if I can quickly analyze that. We have the gRPC helpers, and we have the protos here, address book protos. It is retrieve address enrollments. Then why even this sample which was working, even that is not working? Address book service, even this was the thing which was working, and now it stopped working. I'll see this here real quick. Let's go to the server side code and see if at all something is missing in here. No, here. Address enrollment.
Yeah, check with app settings and client side connection though.
Yeah, that's what. If not, what I'll do is I'll quickly try. I have this method there. I will move it in that V1 version only, so that we can.
In the custom connection establish some error.
Yeah, SSL. Oh, that is coming for, yeah, that is coming for both. That is coming for both the server as well as this. I mean the client side streaming, and as for the server side streaming, it is coming for both. So let me quickly migrate this into the other one. So I think it, because this V1 version is working. So I just want to quickly migrate it here. Let me rebuild, and that should not take much time. Okay. So let me go grab this guy, address enrollments, and I will remove all these things. Public override, and this is the one which has come in. So I will quickly go grab this guy and drop it here in this V version. Only the method, because I just don't want to do anything more. So this is the guy. I will go and paste it here, and then I will quickly go and modify those common components interfaces. Professor BLL. It's not professor, it's address, isn't it? Okay. Here, let me keep this open. So address DAL, let me go to this address DAL, and here also let me close everything and go to the common. Go to the common and get into the application core address DAL. I'll grab this guy. And this one and GUID, and then let me go grab it from the business logic layer and go grab it from the business logic layer. Let me I thought of to create two separate solutions so that it will be easy. But anyways, let's mix it both. Doesn't take much time for us. I'll close this guy, open that address DAL, and drop this address DAL. Okay. Address DAL. Let's grab these nuggets. Sorry, using. And where? Okay. I think that should be cool. That's done. And let's go to this address BLL. Now let's go to this address BLL and let's copy this. We're calling in here, and I will change this real quick. That is done, and IEnumerable. Cool. I think everything should be real clean now. Everything should be real clean. Okay. Okay, there are a couple of not reachable codes. We will fix it, not a problem. What is the first one? Is add enrollment service. Oh, it didn't. It's on the service side. Didn't we add this on the service side? We close this. Yep, we added it. This is the one. Retrieve address enrollments. Let me check that. 1 second. Okay, it's there. For the time being, let me quickly comment this guy and do a quick build. Everything should get through. Okay, everything is through. Now let's try bringing in, sorry, public override. What is the difference between this and this? It's nothing. And why did it trouble us? Okay, let me build this and see whether it is recognizing this method. Yep, it's doing it. So I think we can copy paste this code from here to above to this method. I have copy pasted it and uncommenting it. Okay. It is SYNC async. Okay, cool. That's gone. So let's build it. Let's take 2 more minutes. First, we'll test the existing method before we testing the server side streaming, because this is the single solution. Now it has got both the client side streaming or server side streaming. Because let's take a couple of minutes, extra minutes, but we'll be sure that existing thing is working. Okay, let me put a debugger here so that we can ensure that our existing server side is working. Okay, let me go back here and cd dot dot cd dot dot and cd. Okay, it's there. Okay, what is there in our what is there on our oh, I'm really sorry. Actually, the problem was I was executing from a wrong location. See this, I was executing the client from the wrong location. That might be the problem. It was troubling us. Okay, I think now everything will work, because that is the reason it is telling that the unimplemented client. Now I understood, because I was using the wrong command line, so it was not hitting that. Okay, so let's quickly test this. Now I understood. It was my mistake. So let's quickly execute this guy, the client streaming, and then we'll paste it. The server streaming will also work. Let's see that in a moment, because actually it was my mistake. I did that. Let's quickly go and see that it is coming in, and it has added the, see this sent all. That means it has added. So just to avoid the confusion, let me close this window. And let's bring in that client piece of code, whatever we wrote it in V2, into the V1 solution also. So that means we have everything in one location. Okay, so let's go in here and yep, this is the guy. So let's grab this guy and come to this V1 solution. Let me grab this guy again real quick, just to ensure that I'm copying the proper code, and come back here. I can remove this debugger, go back to this program.cs here, and wherever we are testing this client side streaming, I'll just drop it the server side streaming one level above. Okay, so let me place the debugger on this client code where we are doing the server side streaming. And also let's quickly go to this also we'll quickly go to this guy where we are doing the retrieve enrollments. Let's see that are we retrieving everything properly. So so let's do that. Let's do that here real quick. Okay, we have come in here, and I come and I do an F11, and again I do an F11, and the invoker, it should take me to here. Okay, so it has come to the server side. So we did this. We are going and getting in lots, I mean all those 4 rows. Okay, and then the 4 rows, once it is done, we are doing a server streaming. Let's see that is it here? Okay, we do that one record we have written, and we do one more streaming. Let's I will remove that, and so that we can start seeing the output. We saw that here the 4 rows has come in. So the issue was I was adding in the code in V2 version of the solution, but the console which I opened, it was the V1. So that was the reason we were not able to hit it. So now we are able to hit it. So now this is the big picture. Let's quickly recap what did we do and how did we achieve this. So we thought of to do it in 2 sessions, but we had time. We covered it in this session only. So we did two things in this session. We created the server client side streaming, and we did the server side streaming. In the client side streaming, what did we do is we added the RPC method, and we said that the client will send stream. And here on the server side, what we did is we have accepted this stream, and in the for each loop we are reading this stream, and we are storing each and every record. And what did we do from the client? From the client, we open the stream because the stream is on the left side. We have seen that in the code. So we create the stream. When the client calls, we create the stream, and then we will traverse through it, and we'll write into the request stream. But when we are doing the server side streaming, what we do is we create this read async, because this is a server side streaming retrieve. You can see this. The client will send a request, and the server side, now it is a response stream. Now again we do the similar concept. Now what do we do is we will traverse whatever we want to do. We'll do that business logic or that implementation, but when we are writing, we'll write it to the response stream. And what do we do from the client side? From the client side, we will when we are invoking that, we will invoke that method, and because that method has got a stream, so we will open that and response.stream read async, and we will traverse and we will display it on the UI. Okay, so that's it. That's the thing pretty much. So in the next episode, what do we see is we will see how the new concept. What is this gRPC web, and what is this Blazor WASM? We'll create three things. We'll create a REST API. We'll create we'll use one of the existing gRPC server and add gRPC web capabilities. Till now, what we did is we wrote a lot of gRPCs, but we were able to create the console, the client applications, which will talk to gRPC, but never we wrote anything on the web application, which is directly making a request from the web to gRPC. So in the next episode, what we see is we will add the gRPC web to the server. That capability will add it, and we'll create a one more project, Blazor WebAssembly project we'll create. So everything is on the client side. So what do we do from that Blazor WASM project is we'll have two pages, the same professor pages. One page go and talk to the REST API, and one page go talk to the gRPC over web. So we see that. Okay. Thanks, Anbu.